we're going to make my Trippy Zippy Bandana. This can be used as a bandana, or you can use it at a festival as a mask. The stitch is absolutely stunning. There's so much texture. And you can use all different colourways for this. With this colourway, I do 2 rows per colour, and then at the end we add a single crochet border. If you do make this, please tag me to put on your bandana. This is the back. I haven't weaved in the end yet. I put half of my hair up, put the bandana on over, and tie up at the back. I do half hair up, half hair down, but you can also do all your hair up before you put it on. And then I put the rest of my hair down, like so. Colours have been chosen by one of my lovely friends because this bandana is for her. And obviously they're sunflower colours. To make this, you need any yarn. You could use cotton, you can use any fibre. I'm going to be using 4-ply, which is finger in weight, but you can use DK as well. If you do want to use a different yarn, you will have to adjust the hook size accordingly. I'm using a 3mm hook for this, but if you're going to go for a DK, I would use a 3.5 or a 4. So, taking your hook and your yarn, we're going to chain 4 into that very first chain that we created. We're going to place 2 double crochet, and then that chain 3 there is going to class as a double crochet too. We're going to chain 2 and place another 3 double crochet into that same chain, so we're working all in the same chain. So it should look like that. We're then going to chain 3 and place 2 double crochet into that very first chain, with the chain 3 classing as a double crochet as well. Then jump straight into that chain 2 space and place 3 double crochet, chain 2 and another 3 double crochet. That's going to continue. We're going to continue doing that throughout in that top chain 2 space, because that's going to continue with our corner and our point to create a triangle shape. We're then going to jump to that chain 3, and in the top one, so the third chain, we're going to place 3 double crochet. But before we create our last one, we're gonna not finish it. Just take our hook out and create a slip knot with the next piece of yarn that we're going to join. Put both of the loops back on our hook, and then we're going to pull through that slip stitch. Slip knot, sorry. I'm going to pull that through, and then we're going to quickly chain 3, and then we're going to tug on that brown there to secure it. And we're going to crochet over that and then weave in the ends towards the end. I like to crochet over it so I don't have much ends to weave in. So in that very first chain again, we're going to place 2 double crochet. The chain 3 is going to class as a double crochet itself. So 1, 2, and then in the next space we're going to place a double crochet, and then we're going to go do a back post double crochet into this stitch down here. So the second double crochet we've done from the very first round, so 2 rows down. So we're going to yarn over and so we're going to create a front post double crochet into this double crochet down here from the 2 rows below. So we're going to yarn over, go through the in between the first chain, which classes as a double crochet, and the second double crochet, go in under it and go through it, so that we've actually got the whole double crochet on our hook. Going to yarn over, pull through, tug your yarn a bit so that the yarn's going to be like tall, so when you create your double crochets, just finish it like a normal double crochet. It's going to be the same size as the one already in the same space. Then we're going to place a double crochet exactly where the first one was before we done the front post, so in that gap there, like so. We're then going to jump straight to the corner and do the 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet, all in the same space, like so. I already know I'm going to love these colours. Okay, then to this space here, even though we're not chaining in between our clusters, so like clusters meaning the 3 double crochets, we still have that space. If we put a chain there, the space is going to be a lot bigger. So we're not chaining there, but that's where we're going to be working in, because it does create a little space already. So we're going to yarn over and place 3 double crochets, so a double crochet cluster there, 2, done it again, 2, 3, and then in that chain, the chain to start the last round, we're going to go into the 3rd chain and place another 3 double crochet. Like so. So it's starting to look like so after the corner, the corner at the top, we're going to mirror image this side. So we're going to want to, into this space here, obviously it's not a chain space in between, it's just skipping from double crochet to a double crochet. And normally some people will do a chain there, but I find that it goes too gappy, so I don't chain, but you can still actually see the space because there's a separation between the stitches here. So we're going to place a double crochet in that space, and then we're going to front post double crochet down in this second second double crochet in the cluster, it's the middle one. So going through the stitch, pulling up, pulling through 2, making sure you pull it a little bit higher and pull through 2, and then double crochet in the actual space behind where we put the first one from the cluster. Then in that very first chain that started that last row, we're going to place 3 double crochet in the 3rd chain of that chain 3. So 3 double crochet, so it should look like this currently. Hopefully that's, yeah. Okay, now we're going to chain 3 and we're going to turn our work, and then what we're going to do is we are going to go into this space here. What we're going to do now is we're going to chain 3 and turn, which we have done, and same as like the last round, we're going to go into that first chain and place 2 double crochet. And then in this next space, we're going to yarn over, go for a double crochet, and then we're going to do a back post double crochet so that all of our textured stitches are going to be on the same side, right? So we're going to go into the brown here from this cluster. We're going to obviously do a back, so obviously with your wrong side facing, because obviously that's what row we're on. So we're going to yarn over and go through the back of this stitch here. So when we go through the front, we go through the front side of the work, so facing you, but this time we're going to go through the back, so the back side that's like not facing you. So yarn over, go behind your work, tuck in between the first and the second there, and then go back into that one that's in between the middle and the third. So it should on the other side look like that, so you've still got that stitch on your hook, and we're just going to pull the yarn through to pull up a loop, tug it so it's a little bit taller, pull through two and pull through two. Now you won't actually see it on the wrong side, but then obviously when you turn it over it's going to be visual there, so all of the amazing texture is going to be on one side. Then we are going to place another double crochet into that space, skip into the next space and double crochet again, and we're going to do the back post again. So we're going to go into this one here, and we're going to go through the back, so the stitch is on a hook, pull up the loop, pull it or tug on it so it's taller, pull through two and pull through two, placing another double crochet in there so that we have 3 in each space. So even though we've got 1 below, we still have the 3 double crochet, as you can see, but it's a double crochet, back post, double crochet. So every round that we go on to, we're going to be doing either a front or a back post double crochet. But obviously it depends if it's on the wrong side or the right side. So if it's the right side, it's a front post double crochet, but if it's the wrong side, we're doing a back post. I hope this makes sense. Okay, so turning our work back around, so because I obviously only just turn it around so you can see. So we're working on the wrong side currently. And then straight into the top again, we're gonna place the 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. At this current time I'm working filming off of my ring light, and filming off of ring light when you're attached or like you're working from a table is really hard, because the ring light has to kind of balance so that your phone doesn't drop at any point. So I've just ordered a new light which is coming this week, which is so exciting because I don't have to hold a ring light with my legs, and I'll be able to see whether or not you can see what I'm doing, because sometimes I move my work here thinking you're going to see it when I don't. So if I'm doing that through this video, I'm really sorry, and I am planning on improving my video skills with my new light that's coming. So after we've obviously done that corner, which is what we're going to be doing in every round, the 3 double crochet, the chain 2 and the 3 double crochet, we're going to go into the next space, and because we are wrong side facing, we are doing a back post double crochet. But first, obviously we're going to go into that space, do a double crochet, and then do the back double crochet. So all middle one is always going to be the one that's the back post or a front post. So we're going to go through the back of this one, always working the round below, double crochet, and then another double crochet in that space. There's always 3. Skip to the next space, double crochet, back post double crochet from the row below, always in the middle from the row below of the middle of the cluster, pulling through and pulling through. This pattern is going to be available in the comments, or sorry, the caption. But if you do want a PDF, then I will type one up, put some photos in there, because I know a lot of you, especially with crochet patterns, like step-by-step pictures, and I'll get one made and I'll put it on my Etsy or Ribbler for free for you. Okay, so in that very last, that's a chain there, so the very last chain to start the last row, we're going to go in the 3rd chain and we're going to make 3 double crochet to end the row. So it is starting to look like this. hopefully that's focusing for you. It's absolutely stunning. Love this colourway. Now what I am doing is I am making 2 rows and then changing colour, but you can do it every row if you want, if you're one of them people that love weaving in ends. That is not me. But you can do that. You can use a colour changing yarn, which gives it an easier, amazing effect because you don't have to weave in any ends, and I love that. Or you can just keep it one colour if you want. I like changing the colours up because like the texture stands out so much better. But yeah, we're going to change colour now. And obviously I've just finished that double crochet there, so I'm just going to quickly just loosen the last step so we haven't completely finished the stitch. And I am going to get my fabric scissors because I've lost my crochet scissors, and I'm just going to cut that like that, not too short. I always do it too short and then it unravels, so make sure you leave your ends a bit longer. And I'm going to grab the next colour, which is yellow. This is a hobbii yarn, and I love how you can always see the start of the hobbii yarn, so I'm just going to pull that to give myself some excess yarn. Take off the easy start and make a slip knot. Oh, tighten it, pull that slip knot through and chain 3, and then tug on that last colour that's there to tighten it. And then we're going to turn our work and move that tail end over, both of them, so we can actually work over them to secure them. So in that very first stitch, like we do in the start of every row, we're going to place 2 double crochet after our chain 3. Then we're going to skip to the next space, and because obviously the right side of the work is facing us, we're going to be doing front post now. So we're going to first go into that space and create the first double crochet of the cluster, which is always a normal double crochet, and then we're going to do a front post and go to the row below. This is 2 rows below, and front post, pulling that up higher. Ooh. Pull it through 2, pulling through 2, and then to finish it off we're going to do a double crochet. Just tug on that tail end. I'm going to weave that in a bit. Then skip to the next chain space, the double crochet, start the cluster, and then we're actually going to go directly in this one now. So the last front post, and we're going to just go through there, so the actual stitches on our hook, pull through like another double crochet to finish the cluster. And then again we're just going to work in every space and do our cluster, which involves the double crochet, the front post or the back post, depending on your right side or wrong side. And then again in the corners, every single corner at the top here is going to be a 3 double crochet and then a chain 2, 3 double crochet. If you're not familiar with the front post and the back post stitches, then I definitely work, like, this is a good pattern to be practicing on it, and the detail is so amazing when you finish and stuff. Yeah, so this is how this bandana, the start of this bandana, as you can see, obviously it's a triangle, which is what you're going to want for a bandana shape, but this is also how you do your triangles for your half squares. So if you're going to make a cardigan and you want to do, and you're doing like full squares like this, this is how you start doing a half square. So when you, like, say if I fastened off here, that would be my triangle for a cardigan that goes around the neckline or something. So if you ever want to do half of a granny square, this is how you do it. Okay, so continue literally just working into these spaces until you have the size that you want, really. So front post always on the right side, back post always on the wrong side. Now you can continue doing this until it's absolutely huge if you want. Obviously, to get a bandana, you want to keep trialing the size on your head. Obviously, this is nowhere near going to fit me. It's probably going to fit a Dolly or a Barbie or something. But I will put the sizing that you kind of want to get to once I finish, because it is important to get the right size. Because when we actually finish doing the actual triangle, when the triangle's done and it's the big bandana size, obviously we've got to do the edging and create the 2 tie-ups, yeah? So with the edging, we're still going to work like this along and then add the straps to tie it up. So continue working as I showed you for the whole pattern. So with the back post being on the wrong side and then the front post being on the right side. I will show you again for a couple more rows, and then I'll do a cool time lapse where it looks like I make it in 2 minutes when I actually don't. I make it in like 20. And then when we get to the next step, what I'll do is I will go slow again to show you how to finish off your bandana. So yes. So obviously just finishing on the right side, and we're going to do the chain 3. Always starting around like this, guys. So into that very first chain, so the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Into that very first chain, we're doing another 2 double crochet, because we're always doing clusters of 3 double crochet. Even if there's a front post double crochet and a back post double crochet, it's always going to be 3, a cluster of 3. Okay, so now we're going to go into this little space here. Going to place a double crochet, and because we're working wrong side, yes, you guessed it, we're doing a back post. So we're going to go, you can turn your work to have a look where you're going. That I find that a lot easier, especially if you're not familiar with the stitch. So we're going to go not into that chain 3 that started the row, but that next one there. So we're going to, you can turn your work and do so it looks like you're doing a front post, because then as soon as you turn it, it's still going to be like a back post for you anyway. So you could do that. Pull up a loop, tug it so it's a bit taller, and then finish that cluster there with the 3rd double crochet. So again, next space, double crochet, back post, and then finish with a double crochet. Next space, double crochet, back post, and then finish with a double crochet in the cluster, and then keep working the same until you get to the corner. Also, if you guys don't have a yarn winder, right, you probably see in this video that I am tugging on yarn, right? And it's the reason why I'm tugging on the yarn is because they're in these balls. Look, they're still in the balls that they came in. Whereas with this one, where it's a cake, it's so easy to just like pull the yarn, like watch, and it just comes. See, when I'm on like another one and I pull it, like the whole ball comes over, and it's so frustrating. So if you don't have a yarn winder, 100%, it's so good, so easy. And less pressure on your wrists too. Okay, so in that corner space, we've done the 3 double crochet, the chain 2, and I'm just finishing that off with the last double crochet of the cluster. And then again, mirror image, working the double crochet, the front or back post, which in this case is the back post. Ooh. I'm finishing it off with the last double crochet. It's a very repetitive pattern, and it's easy, man. So good. So good. Haven't made one of these in ages as well. Like, this is my own pattern I designed. And I designed it like a couple of years back, but I've not made one in ages, and my friend requested one, and I was like, I promised you guys that I'd make a YouTube video for it. So I had to film it for you guys. And then into that chain space, the third chain that started the last 3 double crochet. And we're going to change yarn back to brown. Another cool effect is, rather than doing every 2 rows, you could do, say, 6 rows of one colour, and then, or like four rows of the same colour, then 4 rows and 4 rows, and that'll give you like the ombre effect. Whereas this is going to be like a repetitive, so it's going to be brown, orange, yellow, brown, orange, yellow. You could do brown for a big bulk, and then orange, and then yellow, like what the ombre yarns, the changing colour yarns look like, because that would be cool as well. So yeah, I'm just going to show you one more round, I think. One more row. Keep calling it a round. I'm going to show you one more row, and then I'm going to time lapse it. Okay. Obviously, I need to cut this tail end off so I can weave that in. So that's out of the way, because too many yarns everywhere is a bit of a tangle. Next, I'm going for brown. So I'm going to slip knot. Leave that to the side for a second. I've already finished off that last double crochet there, so you just have to just undo it, so that you've still got the 2 loops on your hook from the double crochet, but this pulling through this tail end is going to secure and finish the stitch. And it's such an easy, nice colour change. So yeah, pull through the next colour, chain the 3, tug on the last colour so the stitch is tight, turn your work, and we're going to work over both of them colours there so that it kind of secures it in that very first stitch there. We're going to do the 2 double crochet, jump to the next space, and we are right side facing, so we're doing a front post. So we're going to go down 2 rows, and we're going to go into this second stitch, always the middle stitch of the cluster, do a front post, finish the cluster with a double crochet, go into the next space, double crochet, front post, and then a double crochet again. Double crochet, front post, double crochet, and we're going to just cut that yellow off, keep going into the space. So double crochet, the middle stitch is always a front post or back post in the cluster, and then a double crochet. Always the 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the top to continue with that triangular shape, and then next cluster, double crochet, front post, double crochet, next space, double crochet. It's off just then, so because I've just finished this round. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to do another couple of rows. I keep saying round. I'm going to do another couple of rows, and I'm going to slow motion it for you so you can see what I am doing. so we are back. Okay, so I have done 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17 rows. So try this on, and it just needs to be a couple, a little bit longer around this bit here, the bit that goes on the top of your head. So to finish this off, obviously where I've been doing the 2 rows for every colour change, obviously if you're doing a different colourway or using one colour, then this is how you're going to finish it, okay? So we're going to do another row of exactly what we were doing. I've only done one colour of the yellow, so I'm going to do one more colour of the yellow, and then we're going to stay on the same colour. So after that, we'll be placing a single crochet edge around the sides, and when we get to these corners, we're going to be adding some straps. Okay, so for the last row, I've finished the colorways. Now it's time for the straps and the edging. So we've just finished the last round, and what we're going to do now is we're going to chain 1 and turn our work, so we're working back along the right side now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a single crochet into every stitch. But when we get to the middle double crochet of the cluster, we're going to put a front post single crochet. So we're just going to literally pull up a loop, so there's 2 loops on your hook, and pull through, just like you would do for the double, but in with a single crochet stitch. And then when we get to the corner down here, we're going to do 2 single crochets, chain 1, and 2 single crochets in this chain 2 space, working all the way along until we get to the other side, and then we're going to start doing our chain on this side. That way that when we single crochet along this top, the single crochet is going to be at the front, so the nice stitch is going to be at the front, and you can see that it's the front of the single crochet rather than the front being on the back. So now we're at the last stitch of the last row, which is where we're going to put our strap. So it's the double crochet from the start of the round, of the last ever round that we did. So we're going to place 1 single crochet, then we're going to chain 70, slip the stitch back down the chain, and place another single crochet into the same. So now I've finished one of the straps, what we're going to do is all along the top edge for every double crochet, we're going to place 2 single crochet in there. And we're going to do that all along until we get to the double crochet here at the end of the top, and then in that one we're going to do a single crochet, the chain 70, slip stitch down, single crochet into the same, and then we're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet we've done for the border, and we're going to be done. Now I've just placed the last single crochet in to the stitch where we've done the chain, and then I'm just going to slip stitch into that very first single crochet we made, pull a long tail end, and then we are done. All you need to do now is weaving those ends, and we have ourselves a bandana. A very stunning, beautiful, textured bandana.